What is one thing that you could do to make it easier for a customer to say yes? Well, hey, many people have been telling me that they bought Closing 2.0, my book on how to close more sales faster by putting your customer first. And I got an interesting question from somebody who was reading the book and said, hey, Jeff, I'm really trying to work on how we set up that very final question. And do you have any extra tips? And I've got a tip here that I've been experimenting with and passing on to salespeople with pretty good success here. So I want to just share it with you. It's not in the book, but just consider this one just a little bit of a bonus here. But the idea here is that when it's time to ask the customer if they want to buy, you can do that by using the customer's words and handing them back to them. So early on in the process, you should have been doing a very thorough discovery. The late Dave Stone, one of my early mentors, once said that the best qualifiers are also the best closers. The people who investigate, who discover the most, are also the people who close the most proficiently. Why is that the case? Well, because when we know our customer well, it makes it so much easier to walk them through the process of how they're going to buy. Salespeople who do not know their customers' deepest understanding of their needs and wants and dreams and hopes and fears, if you don't understand those things, it makes it very difficult when it comes to asking them to buy. You're sort of hoping that they're going to say yes. But if you understand your customer really well, it makes it a lot easier. So when you think back early in the process and you're asking your customer about what they are hoping for. So one of the questions, for example, that we teach at Shore Consulting is the question, when you think about your future, what are some of the must-haves on your list? So this is just one of many ways, and we have a whole lot of questions that could be asked here, to get a sense of what they are looking for. But I want to pay very close attention, not just to what they want, but why they want it. So if I said to somebody, tell me some of the must-haves on your list, and they throw out a couple of things, and now I say, great, now tell me why that's important to you. They may be telling you it's something that they already have and they can't live without. They might be telling you that it's something that they've always dreamed about and this would make their life complete. But whatever the case may be, you're going to be able to use that information when it comes time to ask for the sale. Because now we advance to the end of the process. That voice says it's time to ask for the sale. What am I going to do? I'm going to look at the customer and I'm going to say, when we first started talking, you said you were hoping to find this because it meant that to you. So let me ask you, did we find that here? That's the question. You said you were hoping to find this because you said it meant this to you. Well, what do you think? Did we find that here? So I'm asking the customer based on their words. I'm not using their words against them. I'm using their words for them. Look, they have every right to say no. If they didn't find it, they'll tell you. Most customers are not bashful. But I can look at it and said, way back at the beginning of our conversation, you said you were hoping to find this because it meant this to you in your life. So let me just ask you, do you think we found that here? No, I'm not asking this in a forceful way. I'm not trying to be manipulative. I'm not trying to force an answer. I'm just asking in a very conversational way, did we find that here? And of course, if they found it here, then we know what happens next. The very next logical step, great, would you like to make it yours? At that point, that final close is so easy, so natural, it's actually fun. It sets off a celebration. You should be asking with a smile on your face. So I want to encourage you to use that step. Do the investigation first to find out what they really want and more importantly, why they want it, and then revisit that at the time of the close. It's a great way to be able to make sure that your customer is fully engaged and that they are accomplishing their mission. Now, having said all that, if you haven't purchased your copy of Closing 2.0, do it today. It's a great journey, 30 days worth of readings, just 5 minutes a day, plus 10 minutes of interaction for you to write down what you're thinking and how you're going to improve. Go on the journey this year, my friends. You don't get better by watching a video. You get better because you do the work that really makes the difference.